जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। जिस दिन हमारी बजट के फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर की स्पीच के बाद लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन ने डिबेट ओपन करना था, उनसे पहले पॉइंट फॉरवर्ड थे जिसकी डिटेल रूलिंग मेरे हाउस में और वो सबसे पहले था वो ये था कि I as being acting government has acted in a manner that was either in conflict of interest and secondly there is a question of political morality. Now I respect the point forward and respect Ahmad, MP 108 regarding granting of consent to the Guard Reformation Bill 2024 by the Speaker as the acting governor. The facts of the point forward on Thursday, June 8, peace of office, MalikAhmadKhan-Official MP 108 raised the point forward and granting of consent to the Guard Reformation Bill 2024 by the Speaker as the acting governor is immoral and held by the principle of conflict of interest. He contended that it was a violation of the principle of separation of powers and checks and balances. He asserted that he was not challenging the legal position of his action of speaker, rather he was only questioning on moral grounds. I observed the ruling of the point forward in order to give serious and detailed consideration to the matter, having given due deliberation on the matter in the light of the Constitution, our rules and prevalent practices, political morality, and the principles of parliamentary supremacy, I hereby move as secretary. The point of order raised by Ahmad relies on 2 points, i.e. conflict of interest and political morality. Before addressing both the objections, it is imperative to take up the validity of the point of order from a jurisdictional aspect. Rule 209 of the Rules of Procedure of Provincial Assembly of Punjab 1997. The rules provides the full scope of the point of order, even from a cursory consideration of the said rule, especially sub-rule 1 and 2. It is evident that it can only relate to the business of the Assembly, not any business outside the Assembly. The key point here is that the point of order is a parliamentary tool designed to ensure the business of the House in Assembly is conducted according to the rules and only those constitutional provisions that regulate the business of the Assembly insofar as the extent point of order is concerned, the same as there is no questions that require interpretation or enforcement of the rule, nor any article of the Constitution that regulates the business of the Assembly has been referred to. The instant point of order is based on the grounds that the actions of the Speaker in his capacity as the acting governor are questionable on moral grounds. The same neither relates to the rules of procedure, nor does it raise any concerns regarding the articles of the Constitution that relate to the regulation of the conduct of business in the Assembly. The assent of the governor to a bill passed by the Assembly is clearly outside the scope of all the rules and articles of the Constitution governing the regulation of the conduct of business in the Assembly. Thereby, not qualifying for a point of order, the provision of Rule 209 of the rules, effectively, the instant point of order remains completely out of the jurisdiction of the power vested in me. Ruling on merits, however, on merits, the point of order does not have a substance. Role of acting governor first is crucial to know that the Speaker, in the absence of the governor, is required to perform the functions of the governor of the province by the Constitution under Article 104 of the Constitution. Article 104 stipulates that when the governor, by reason of absence from Pakistan or for any other cause, is unable to perform his functions, the Speaker of the Provincial Assembly, in his absence, and any other person as the President being nominated shall perform the functions of the governor until the governor returns to Pakistan or as the case CVT, he resumed his functions. In this context, Article 260 of the Constitution defines the office of governor as governor of province and includes any person for the time being acting as a governor of the province. Therefore, from a collective reading of Article 104 and Article 260, it is evident that the Speaker acting as a governor has same powers as a regular governor. This interpretation has also been advanced by the Constitutional Court of Pakistan in a number of judgments, particularly the judgment titled as Organization of the versus Province of Punjab. The function of giving assent can always be performed by the acting governor to interpret opinions differently would nullify the very concept of the appointment of the acting governor to carry out day-to-day functions and would result in total paralysis of the provincial government in case of temporary absence of the governor, which would never be the intention of the lawmakers. The Punjab Defamation Bill based promise was passed by the Provincial Assembly of Punjab on May these promise and was sent to the governor for action under Article 84 of the Constitution. It was received in the Governor's Secretariat on May 28, 2024. As per Article 816, the Governor had two options: either assent to the bill or return the bill to the Assembly within 10 days, i.e. by June 7, these promise. The bill remained in the office of the Governor from May 9 to June 6. These promise when I was in charge of the Governors in terms of Article 104 of the Constitution. I had only two options mentioned there in 4 and had only one day, i.e. June 7, these promise for taking action under Article 816. Since I as a Speaker was bound by the Constitution to send a bill passed by Assembly to the Governor for assent and for assuming charge of acting Governor, I was also bound by the Constitution to take action under Article 816. Hence I acted according to the constitutional authority vested in me and assented to the bill. I could not have waited for the return of the Governor as the time of 10 days stipulated by the Constitution would have passed. As far as conflict of interest, secondly, I find no factual basis for the conflict of interest. In exercise of the constitutional duty, I was not party to the bill. As a Speaker, I only performed my job as a custodian of the House, diligently observed the rules and procedures for the passage of the bill, referred it to the special committee, allowed time for debate in the Assembly. I played a role of impartial referee and did not vote for the bill. There is no factual basis for conflict of interest. As far as political ethics and morality, thirdly, from the perspective of political morality, I hold that political morality requires you to be assent to the will of the people, not impede it. Political ethics, also known as political morality or public ethics, is the practice of making moral judgments about political actions and political agents. From the perspective of the political theory, the development of historical art of parliamentary supremacy and identity, the non-elected executive's role of the government role has been progressively curtailed, especially after the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. The offices of the President and the Governor, previously Vice Chair and Lieutenant Governor, are colonial institutions. Governor's office was originally designed to rule over the people and later modified to control the elected representatives of the people.